Hello students, in the last lecture we had discussed about Coulomb's law. Now this is the second part of the video, and in this video we will solve some basic numericals based on the Coulomb's law. So here we have a question that a charge capital small q is divided into two parts, q1 and q2. So charge q is divided into two parts, q2 and q1. For what value or for what ratio of q1 to q will be the force between q1 and q2 be maximum? The question says how we divide q, the small q, into two parts such that the force between two particles, that is q1 and q2, is maximum. Let the distance between them is r and it is always constant. Then according to Coulomb's law, force between them F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. This is the force between the two charges. As Q is equals to Q1 plus Q2, we can substitute Q2 is equals to Q minus Q1. So I will substitute this value here. So it becomes K Q1. Instead of Q2, I will write Q minus Q1 upon R square. And we can also write it K upon R square Q into Q1 minus Q1 square. This is Q1 square. Now look at this expression. We want the force to be maximum. Now force depends on which variable, which quantity is variable. K is constant, R is constant, the charge that is given, that is also constant. The thing that vary is Q1. Okay, we can suppose I have a charge 10 coulomb. This 10 coulomb is constant. If I want to divide it into two parts, so if this one is 1 coulomb, then next one is 9 coulomb. If this is 2 coulomb, then it becomes 8 coulomb. So what is varying? If this charge will vary, obviously this charge will also vary. So here the variable is Q1. Now remember, if any question asks about to find maximum and minimum, which quantity I want to maximize? F. With respect to which variable? Q1. So this quantity must be equals to 0 for maximum and minimum. This is the concept of mathematics, that if force is maximum and force depends on Q1, so the differentiation of F with respect to Q1 must be equals to 0. So here again I want to make this force maximum, and this force depends on variable Q1, so differentiation of force with respect to Q1 is always equals to 0. This is the concept of maxima minima that we will study in mathematics. But for bio students, just remember that choose the quantity which have to be maximum or minimum and differentiate the quantity with that quantity which is variable or on which this F depends. So here F depends only on Q1 because other quantities are constant, and this will be equals to 0. So here dF by dQ1 is equals to 0. Now d as it is, what is the value of F? That is K R square Q Q1 minus Q1 square is equals to 0. As K upon R square is constant, so I will not differentiate it, and the differentiation of Q1 with respect to Q1, so differentiation of d by Q1 with respect to Q1, here it is Q1. Okay, so this Q is constant, so it becomes Q dQ1 upon dQ1, it is equals to 1. So differentiation of this quantity with respect to Q1 is equals to Q, and here it becomes 2Q1 is equals to 0 using x to the power n. So 2 is the power, now Q1 and 2 minus 1, that is Q1. As these two quantities, their product is equals to 0. We know that this is not equals to 0, so this must be equals to 0. So q minus 2q1 is equals to 0, and q is equals to 2q1 upon q1 upon q, that is equals to 1 upon 2. This is the ratio that we have to find, or simply this q1 is half of q. It means for the force to be maximum, we have to divide it into two equal parts, q by 2. So the first part q1 is q by 2, so obviously this q2 will be also half of q. Now consider another example. We have two charges q1 and q2 separated by a distance r. Okay, q1 and q2, the value of q1 is 4 times of electron, and value of q2 is 9 times of the charge of electron, 4e and 9e. Now the question says that where should a third charge must be placed on the line joining the two charges. So this is the line that is joining the two charges, and on this line we have to place another charge q3. We have to place a charge q3 such that q3 is in equilibrium, such that, just listen this word, q3 is in equilibrium. Okay, so remember one trick, that if two charges are of similar sign, here this is positive, this is also positive, if this is negative, let this be also negative. So if two charges of similar nature are there, then the third charge must be placed in between them towards the smaller magnitude of charge. Just remember what I am saying. If q1 and q2 are of similar nature, either they both are positive or they both are negative, then the third charge must be placed in between the two charges and always towards the smaller magnitude of charge. Here the smaller magnitude is obviously 4e. It means this charge q3 must be placed in between q1 and q2 and towards this smaller magnitude of charge. So let this is q3 towards closer to q1. Okay, I will explain why we will keep in between them. Okay, let this distance is x, and here this distance is r minus x. Okay, clear? Now as q3 is in equilibrium, this charge is in equilibrium, it means net force on this q3 must be equals to 0. As q3 is in equilibrium, it means net force on q3 must be 0. Now we will check what are the two forces acting on q3. So due to q1, force on q3, due to q1, force on q3, let it is in this direction. Okay, F31, force on q3 due to q1. Okay, and q2 again it will repel q3. So let this is the force on third due to 2. Okay, this q1 will repel q3 and this q2 will again repel q3. So as q3 is in equilibrium, so the magnitude of force F31 and F32 must be equals. As q3 is in equilibrium, magnitude of F31 must be equals to magnitude of F32. The magnitude of two forces will be equal. Now F31, force between Q3 and Q1, that is equals to K. Q3, Q1, and the distance between 3 and 1. The distance between 3 and 1 is x. So it is x square. Now magnitude of F32, K, Q3, Q2, and distance between 3 and 2 is R minus x. Now as Q1 is 4e and Q2 is 9e, I will substitute the two values. First this K, Q3 and Q3 will be cancelled. This Q1 is 4 times of e, x square. This is 9 times of e and r minus x whole square. Here e and e will be cancelled. Now taking square root both side, so it becomes 2 upon x. Here it becomes 3 upon r minus x. By cross multiplication, it becomes 2 r minus x is equals to 3x. Now 2 into r and 2 into x. So this is 2r minus 2x, that is equals to 3x. Now 2x and 3x, it becomes 5x is equals to 2r. We will find the value of x, that is 2 upon 5r. And for this convention, for this question, I had just assumed that Q3 is positive. It may be negative. I don't know what is the charge on it, but here the assumption is positive. Okay, similar to Q1 and Q2. Now the question says, what is the nature of Q3? What is nature of Q3? This is the position of the charge Q3. Now what is nature? What is nature of Q3? For nature, again I will draw the diagram, that this is Q1 positive, this is Q2, this is also positive, and this is Q3. Now just think that is my assumption is correct or not. So if Q3 is positive, let this Q3 is positive. I will discuss all the condition here. If Q3 is positive, I told you that whole system is in equilibrium. Whole system is in equilibrium. So for this whole system to be in equilibrium, let Q1 is equilibrium, and in equilibrium net force on Q1 must be equals to 0. If Q3 is positive, this Q3 will repel this Q1. This Q3 will repel this Q1 as well as this Q2. As the two are positive charge, Q2 will also repel. Now we have a net force acting on Q1. So we cannot say that Q1 is in equilibrium. It means Q3 is not positive. Now if Q3 is negative, consider if Q3 is negative. Here we have Q1, here we have Q2. This is the line joining the two charges, and this is Q3. Now if Q3 is negative, it means it will attract this Q1. As Q3 is negative, it will attract this Q1, and this Q2 will repel this Q1. I am checking equilibrium on Q1. So here equilibrium is not possible, but we can see here equilibrium might be possible if the distance between Q1 and Q3 is proper, because the two forces may cancel each other. So this Q3 will be positive or negative? Obviously it is negative. So what is nature of Q3? It is negative charge. Now I will find out what is the magnitude of Q3. What is magnitude of Q3? For calculation of magnitude, consider Q1 to be in equilibrium. It is given in question also that the system is in equilibrium. Now we know that this Q3 is negative. Already we have just discussed. So if Q3 is negative, force on Q1 due to Q3 will be an attractive force. So this is the force on Q1 due to Q3. So this is F13, and this Q2 will repel this Q1, as Q1 and Q2 are of same nature. So this is force on Q1 due to Q2. Force on 1 due to 2. As Q1 is in equilibrium, Q1 is in equilibrium. So again, net force on it is 0. It means magnitude of F12 is equals to magnitude of F13. Magnitude of F12 must be equals to magnitude of F13. Now F12, that is equals to K, Q1, Q2, and distance between 1 and 2 is R. So it is R square. F13 K, Q1, Q3 upon, and distance between 1 and 3 is X. Already we had calculated the value of X, that is 2 upon 5X. 2 upon 5R. Now K and K will get cancelled, Q1 and Q1 will also get cancelled. Value of Q2 was 9E R square Q3, and value of X was equals to 2 upon 5R in the previous question. So it is 2 upon 5R whole square. So R and R square will be cancelled. Now Q3 is 9E, this 2 will come here and 5 will be in denominator. You all can solve it. No, this is 2, this is 4, square of 2. Now 9 into 4 is 36E upon 25. 36E upon 25. So this is the magnitude of Q3. This is the basic algebra you can solve, and obviously the magnitude of Q3, sine of Q3 is negative. Now what if the two charges are of opposite nature, Q1 and Q2, this was equals to 4E, let this is equals to 9A. Now again the question says that place a charge Q3 on the line joining the two charges. Now I told you if two charges are of same nature, the third charge must be placed in between them. But if two charges are of opposite nature, just remember, now they will be placed outside the two charges and towards the smaller magnitude of charge. So here 4A is smaller charge, so I will place Q3 here. Okay, as the two are of opposite sign, so will placed not between them, it is outside the two charges and towards the smaller magnitude of charge. Okay, here the distance between them is R, and let this distance is X. Now as Q3 is in equilibrium, I don't know what is the nature of Q3, so let this Q3 is positive. So as Q3 is positive and it is also in equilibrium, let's see what are the forces acting on it. As Q3 is positive, it is repelled by this positive charge. So this is the force on Q3 due to Q1, repulsive force. And this Q3 is attracted by this negative charge. So this is the force F, force on third due to second charge. Okay, force on Q3 due to Q2. As Q3 is in equilibrium, obviously magnitude of two forces acting on it is equal. Net force is 0. Magnitude of two forces are equal. So magnitude of F31 must be equals to magnitude of F32 They are equal in magnitude. Now what is F31? This is Q3. Q3 is, I don't know, Q3, write it here subscript. Q1, it is 4e. The distance between 3 and 1 is x. So xx square. Here this is k. Q3, that is Q3. Q2, that is 9e. And the distance between this and Q3 is r plus x. Q3 cancel, k and k cancel. Obviously e and e will be also cancelled. Now we'll take square root. So it becomes 2 upon x is equals to 3 upon r plus x. By cross multiplication it becomes 2r plus 2x is equals to 3x. So 2r is equals to 2x minus 3x, that is x. So x is equals to 2r. This is the position of Q3. Okay, we can also determine the nature of Q3. We can determine nature of Q3. Now as Q3 is here, if it is positive, just think, if it is positive, it is repelled by this charge. If this is positive, it is repelled by this charge and attracted by this Q2. So equilibrium may exist. Now if Q3 is negative, okay, I will redraw it. Q1, Q2. This is the line joining the two charges. This is Q3. If it is negative, it is attracted. If it is negative, it is attracted by this charge. Okay, and it is repelled by this one. Okay, and this Q3, here also equilibrium exists, so we will not consider the equilibrium of Q3. In this case we will consider equilibrium of Q1, because all the three charges should be in equilibrium. Now we will check equilibrium here for Q1. Now if this is positive, it will repel this Q1, and this Q1 is also attracted by this negative charge. Now all the two forces on Q1 are in one direction, so equilibrium do not exist here. Here also we will check equilibrium on charge Q1. Now if it is negative, this charge is attracted by this negative charge, and as this was positive charge, it is also attracted by this charge. So here equilibrium of Q1 is possible. So now we can understand that how we'll check the nature of the sign, how we'll check the equilibrium. Okay, remember one concept: to find position, consider Q3 as positive, and to find its nature and magnitude, consider equilibrium of either Q1 and Q2. Here you will consider equilibrium of Q3, but to find nature and magnitude, consider equilibrium of Q1 and Q2. So in this way you can solve the questions. I will give you few questions for practice. Just solve it, and if you have any doubt, we will discuss it.